Hi, this is Akua. I also respond to Aqua and Ikria. I'm a certified executive coach and strategic advisor, and today what I wanted to do was go through your critical 2020 challenge questions. So thank you to all of you that took a few minutes to do my poll. It's still live if you want to do it. It's just on my website, www.akuanm.com. And what I was just trying to get a better understanding of was what is your critical 2020 challenge? And I had 8 different options. And so what I've done is I've created some content on those 8 different options. So what do? As a certified coach and strategic advisor, what I do is help leaders connect so they can focus and ultimately scale their business or their career. So let's get started with this first 2020 challenge. So what I'm going to try and do is within these very few minutes is try and share as much value as I can. So I'm going to share some key questions and tips that you can keep in mind to overcome this critical 2020 challenge. Please keep in mind these questions are just a starting point. To truly succeed, you need to invest time, energy, and resources into shifting your mindsets and taking the right type of action. So what I'm going to do is just move over so you can see my lovely face. I have a little square of my face, and you'll see me shifting around a bit or looking around. That simply means that I'm looking at my notes so I make sure I'm able to deliver value. So go ahead and do that. So hi there. What is this first challenge? So this first challenge is, I am not sure where my business or my department or I as a person am going. And so I have a lot of slashes because sometimes I do work with solo entrepreneurs who have similar backgrounds to me. Sometimes I also do work with people who work within businesses and they want my support there. So you're not sure really where to start. So, having no direction really comes from having no vision. And I believe you don't have to spend days or even hours reflecting, on your next 25 years. But I do think that there's a really simple question that you can ask yourself to get a lot of clarity, to have a better understanding of where you are going. And, this question is super straightforward. It's simply asking, what does success look like? I'm going to pause there because I actually do truly believe that this is a powerful question. It's something we don't honestly ask ourselves enough, right? We're too busy doing things. We're too busy trying to get things done. We're too busy focusing on others. But simply just ask yourself this question. Take a second, right? Sit down, reflect, right? Clear out some space for this and answer the question, what does success look like? And that question could be asked in relation to your business, right? In relation to a department if you're running a specific department. And it also could be asked in relation to you specifically. So another thing to keep in mind is that you really don't have to get stuck on staying true, right, to some of your initial goals, right? Our desires, we as people change. So it's really important to ask yourself this question as many times as you like, right? You can ask yourself this question every single day if you like. You can ask yourself this question every quarter or every year, right? You can also use this question to sort of envision the future. So what does success look like within a certain time period? What does success look like today? What does success look like in 25 years? So I really, truly believe that this is a very powerful question that can help you overcome some of those fears, right? That challenge of not understanding where you're going, right? So what I wanted to do next was take you into something that I've been sharing on my social media for most of this year so far. So it's this really simple concept, right? This idea that your ability to succeed is all in how you choose to see the world. And answering that question, what success looks like, helps you shape your world. So I wanted to take you through something really quickly, right? So after asking that question or answering that question, what success looks like, if you're stuck there, thinking through some of these things might help you gain some additional clarity. So my challenge to you really, right? So if you have that challenge, you're not sure where you're going, I would like to challenge you to build your vision, all right? And I believe there are 3 basic parts to doing that. The first is reflecting on your past, right? And understanding lessons from that. What worked, what didn't work, what did you like, what didn't you like? The second is rating your present state. So currently, right, if we're thinking about your department or your company, what's important to you, right? What do you want to look at, right, in terms of that department or in terms of that business? And if you're looking at yourself as an individual, what are some important categories you want to you want to look at in terms of your life? All right, so that's the second step. And then the third step is envisioning your future. So the question you answer in that case, right, is what does success look like in those specific categories that you selected in terms of rating your present state, right? Or what does success look like incorporating some of the lessons that you've reflected on in terms of your past? So another thing I want to suggest to you is that you can definitely look at behaviors. And a lot of times when you're setting resolutions, you're typically looking at behaviors, right? I want to lose weight. I want to do X. I want to do Y. But what I would like to suggest to you is rather than just focusing on those behaviors, those outcomes, you want to think a little bit more on what are the emotions and things that you want to feel, right? What do you need to think in order to have those behaviors and take those actions to be able to actually achieve your vision, right? So really simple example here. I should lose weight, right? You can reframe that or think about that in another way. You can think about it as I want to feel strong. And because you want to feel strong, right, you will make decisions, you will take actions that will allow you to feel strong. And the outcome of that could be losing weight. The outcome of that could be making better decisions about your food, right? About what you're putting in your body and how you're using your body. So I would also like to suggest that you think a little bit more about those emotions, right? And the feelings behind some of these behaviors and outcomes you would like to see. All right. If you would like some more clarity on that, feel free to reach out. I'd love to take you through it. So if you're really interested in answering that challenge of, I'm not sure where I'm going, I would suggest that you start off with my free workbook that you can find on my website. Super simple, very easy to get, and I call it Shape Your 2020, right? You actually have a lot more control over your business, over your department as a leader, over your own life, right? And the only way really to shape it and take that control is to think about where you want to be, right? To make that vision. And then ultimately after making that vision, it's all about implementing things to get closer to some of those goals. And so this workbook will take you through that process I described, that 3-step process. And those of you who actually download this will also get access to a super simple implementation sort of process that I have as well, where I remind you every single month to take some time to really reflect on some of your highs and your lows, because that's key to knowing whether or not you're getting closer to your vision, and that's also key to developing your vision for every single year. So thank you so much for taking the time to listen. If you'd like to share what your critical 2020 challenge is, please do feel free to get in touch with me on social media. You can also head to my website to learn a little bit more about some of the work that I do in helping leaders scale, right? I help them connect so they can focus and ultimately scale. So thanks so much for taking the time to listen. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.